Hello, hello, hello. It's Knits for Sanity and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a WIP and chat. WIP stands for work in progress. So for me, that is a diamond painting that I am slowly but surely nearing the completion on. But for you, maybe that is a different craft or an exercise or a chore, walking the dog, just something that you need to do for about an hour or so, and I can keep you company while I just chat and share stories for a while. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. I love having new faces. I mean, I can't really see your face, but I think you know what I mean. And of course, for those of you who have stuck with me through thick and thin, through the drama, I appreciate you. I mean, there's drama, but I don't know really how much drama there is. So the painting I'm working on, as well as all my accessories and stuff, I will list in my notes, my notes section. It is nothing new. It's what I've been using my last couple of WIP and chats. And indeed, this extends all the way back to last year. It was supposed to be an event painting that I did not get done. And so this year, one of my goals is to try and complete 2, if not all 3 of the large paintings I started last year and was not able to complete just because of life circumstances with having several children. So I will list all of this kind of stuff in the notes below, just because, like I said, there's nothing new there. But today I get to start with something super exciting. So I was told that I did not need to do like a friend mail reveal by the person who sent this to me, but then I got the box and I opened it up and guys, I have to show you. I got some really awesome things. So I have a wonderful subscriber. Her name is Katie. We're just going to call her Katie. And she heard I love the super sticky patty wax. And she said, I have some samples, but I don't know if they're patty wax or not. I could mail them to you. And I said, I would love them. You know, if you're not using them, that would be great. And I do still use the regular patty wax, especially I love the sample sizes a lot more than like the bricks. I find the sample sizes a lot easier for me to use with my drill pins. And she said, okay, I'll send them to you. And so she sent them to me. And I, previously had made some comment about, I actually have had someone ask me in the past, well, why do you never show friend mail? Which I thought was really funny. Because I'm like, because I don't really get friend mail. Like, I've never asked for friend mail. I don't need friend mail. I mean, friend mail is great. And I would always take friend mail. I did receive one really just cutesy little teeny tiny little like handmade dust calendar last December from a subscriber, Karen. Hi, Karen. That I didn't show you just because I didn't think of it. It was just one little calendar. It was really cute. And I actually have it sitting next to my bedside. But yeah, I don't really get friend mail. So it just struck me as kind of an odd comment. Like, why don't you show friend mail? So I don't know if that's what inspired Katie, but next thing I know, she's like, oh, well, I'm going to send you these bracelets because you can give those to the kids. And so I got this just adorable, great little box here. So I'm going to show you everything that Katie sent me. It's just fun stuff. We have some stickers in here, and I think they smell. I think these might be smelly stickers. Hold on. Oh, yeah, these are smelly stickers, guys. Yeah, these smell. This smells kind of cherry-like. Is the dog? My dog's being my dog. He's making weird noises in the kitchen. So these are awesome fun. Daughter number 3 is going to go gaga over these. The kids have not seen any of this yet because I wanted to be able to show all of you. Some really just fun, sweet unicorn stickers. Actually, I could see daughter numbers 1 or 2 having fun with this. Yeah, I could see them having fun with these. Handing them out at school, like to other guy friends, sticking them on their shirts and stuff. You know, young teens doing weird, goofy things like that. And then this is what she actually was intending to send to me. It's a little banana scented putty. She said she did try out this patty wax. But as you can see, it's basically all there yet. So I said, I'll still take it. I'll use it. And then clementine. Or as my great aunt used to say, Clementi. Oh, my great aunt Selma. This wasn't clementine. It was Clementi. That's okay, you know. But look at cute little, looks like a penguin maybe. I'll take him out. I'll take this one out. Because this one is for sure fully intact, so you can kind of see how cute this little mold is. These do not appear to be super sticky waxes, but that's okay. I will still use these. So, oh, look at him. He's so cute. That's adorable. So this is what she was originally sending me, and this is great. I love these little sample sizes. They fit inside of my Bella Art Day Nicole stuff really, really well. See this right here? This is a regular sample that I've been slowly chewing off his legs, working my way up. And then this is a super sticky sample that I had in an unboxing a week ago that I've been using. So I don't know. I don't, it's funny because I don't really care for the bricks though. I just can't get the bricks to work for me really well, but the sample pieces are great. So thank you. But guys, there's more in here. She really went over the top. So she told me she loves Zach's bracelets. She clearly loves Zach's bracelets. Look at all of these that she sent, guys. I feel so spoiled. And these are fun ones too. Oh boy. This one looks like it has maybe dinosaurs on it. Oh, this is going to have to go to my son. A couple of years ago for Christmas, I did get Zach's bracelets for all of the kids. And they each had one in their Christmas stockings. Oh, look at how cute this. Yeah, this is for my son, totally. He is going to love this one. So this one's going to have to go to my son. That's already a guarantee. I'll put it back in here so he doesn't know that I already opened it up. And this one looks like it might be full of like inspirational words on here, maybe. We have, oh yeah. You are important. Keep living. Believe in yourself. Keep choosing. Keep going. Choose life. You exist one day at a time. Oh, yeah. You are important. And of course, if I just remembered, the socks are always reversible. So the other side is right love. Oh, very, very nice. I do. I love these bracelets. I have had a couple in the past, actually. And I have... I believe you've seen them. I mean, it's been a long time, probably at least a year since I've had any that I've had in my videos. But these are so fun. Many thanks. Oh, this one has something else in here too. It looks like maybe a little pin. Oh, it looks like it's a magnet. It says, embrace your craft. Katie, did you put this in here separately? This is awesome. She didn't. It just came with the bracelet. Because look, embrace your craft. If it is truly your passion, the results will blow your mind. Oh, look at that. You know what? I'm going to put this one on right now. Yeah, I like that one. That one goes on me right now. See, that one's mine. It's mine. And then we have... Oh, I love roses. Beautiful by Design, Da Vinci roses. Oh, I love roses. Uh-oh. I don't know how many of these the kids are going to be able to get because I really like this one too. I'm noticing a problem. Black and white. This one might be for daughter number 3. Oh, maybe. No, it's navy. Navy and white. And it says, oh, Po Bodies Nerfect. Oh, yes. This is daughter number 3. Completely and entirely. Po Bodies Nerfect. Yes. Flaunt your flaws. Po Bodies. Oh, yep. Okay. That's daughter number 3. Definitely. Without question. All right. So son and daughter. We're going chronologically backward here, I guess. Which is fine. That works. This is like peacock. Strut your stuff. Most beautiful thing you can wear is confidence. Blake Lively. That's a singer. Is that a singer? I'm not sure who that is. Strut your stuff. This one's really fun. Maybe daughter number 1. That's a maybe daughter number 1. This is a daughter number 2, although I love the colors in here. But I also need to have something for all of my kids. I can't keep all of these. Wabi Sabi. Remember that perfection is impossible. Oh, this is really good. This is really, I love these colors. Yeah, this is really pretty. This is daughter number 2. She loves blues. It's a good message for her. Daughters number 1 and 2. Perfection issues are definitely an issue. So that's a really good one. And then this last one too. This also looks like daughter number 1 actually. With the bright colors. Oh, this is very artsy looking. It says, stay strong. Strength is gained through adversity. Stay strong. Oh, this is really neat. I think she would love this one. It's like gray on one side. But then the other side is all colorful and flowers. Yep. I think this one might be better for daughter number 1. These are awesome, Katie. Oh, thank you so much. The kids are going to love these. So then this is an extra one, maybe for me. But I got a bracelet for each of the kids. That's not everything. There's a little bit more in here. So we have a little bitty notebook in here as well. Actually, maybe I can divide this. Maybe daughter number 1, I will give 2 bracelets to. That might cause some problems. We'll see. Son can have notebook and bracelet. Okay. And then daughter number 3 can have smelly stickers and her bracelet. Oh, wait, I have extras. I forgot. This is another awesome bracelet. Oh, boy. Okay, I've run into problems. I completely forgot about a bracelet. And then I have these cover minders. Here we have a cat paw. Look, I love these because they're nice and big. And then a purple gemstone. And then there are some stickers in here. So much good stuff. Be kind. Hello, I'm trying my best. Amen. Cute little mushroom. Still growing. Flamingo. Dolphin. A goose. And a cute angle. Oh, that's daughter number 3, my little math kit. Oh boy. Okay. You know what? Because I forgot how many bracelets there were in here, I'm going to have to rethink how I'm going to divide all this up with my kids because yeah, I completely forgot about this bracelet. I for sure want this one and this one. I'm already wearing this one. It's mine. I own it. So, okay, this is going to take, I'm going to have to now think, Katie, you sent me too much stuff. I feel so spoiled. My kids are going to be over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. Thank you so much. I love it. I really appreciate it. So yeah, that was my friend mail. How fun is that, guys? Maybe I will use my cat paw right now. Or do I want to use this one? I don't know. Choices. I mean, I have my star here, but I can use 2. Or I'll leave my star here just as decoration, and I can put my cat paw where I will actually be working. Yeah. So thank you, Katie. Thank you. I really appreciate it. What fun. And now look, now I have a new Zox bracelet that I'm getting to wear. You know, it really doesn't take me much to make me happy in many ways. I really appreciate it, Katie. Thank you. Especially today. Today has been kind of a rough one. I'm not going to lie about that. It's just, it's one of those days where it's like just one thing after another where, and I think in some ways the most infuriating part about a day like today is how little of what has, like, I don't want to say problems, but how little of the stuff that's come up I actually had true control over. You know, things where it really was out of my control in many ways. But then even worse is it's hard. It's confusing, but it's a situation where a lot of it was out of my control, but yet it feels like it should have been in my control, if that makes sense. So it's just been one of those really frustrating days where it's like around every turn, there's another thing. It's like, oh, another shoe drops. There goes another shoe. Like, it just, I don't know. It has been a Monday. Let's maybe just say it like that. So, Katie, your little friend mail was huge today. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. But otherwise, I mean, life continues to, of course, be busy, and I can't really say that there's anything hugely, substantially wrong. It's just all these other things. Anyway, a lot of it is work related, and you know how that goes. It is what it is. Hopefully we'll work through it. It'll be fine. I'll figure it all out eventually, hopefully. I hope. How has your day been? I don't know when I will get this posted, but did you guys have some Monday woes too, or was it just me? And you know, the real kicker is today's actually even a really beautiful day outside. We've had some cold days, and days where I guess it's better than not. Well, okay, so days where you look outside and you're thinking, oh my word, today looks like an absolutely beautiful day out. And then you step outside and you realize that it's blowing at like 20 miles per hour and it's 38 degrees outside. So it's sunny, which is yay. We love the sun, right? But it's so cold and the wind is frigid. So we've had a lot of those days lately, but today is like truly warm and sunny. It's been great. Actually, probably one of the best parts about today is after a frustrating first part of the day with work, I came home and my husband and I went for a short walk, and it was sunny outside. We didn't need coats. That was really, really nice. That was probably the highlight of my day. And of course, doing this WIP Chat, spending time with you guys. So that's kind of been the weather lately. I dropped a drill. And, you know, if you diamond paint, you know, like if you know kind of thing, where I have a drill somewhere on this canvas that does not belong, but I can't find it back. Like I don't see it. Eventually I will find it back and it'll be like, oh, there it is. But it bothers me when I don't see it right away. So that's what I was doing, is trying to find the drill that I dropped. Unless it happened to land back in my tray, but I don't think it did. Maybe you guys saw. And you might be watching this thinking, yeah, Knits, it went right back in your tray. Or Knits, I see it right there on the canvas. What do you mean you don't see it? Remember, you have a very different perspective than I do. So Friday, I had to travel a little bit of a distance. It was over an hour away for a track meet. It was an invitational, which means not everyone gets to participate in events. They just take the top 2 runners of every event to compete. Well, see, this is my day. Oh, but at least if I see 1 drill, 2 drill, oh boy. Well, my daughter, my oldest, who is my high school track kid, she runs the events that nobody else wants to run. So she still had 3 events that she had to do on Friday when, like she said, after I got there, none of my friends have to do anything. They're just here to watch, which was mostly true. Or they had like 1 event that they were part of. You know, they were maybe 1 leg of a relay or something like that. No, not my kid. Because she does the 2 hurdle events and she will run the 3,200 or 2 miles. So she had 3 events to do, which was fun for me. You know, it made the drive out there a lot more worth it, particularly because it was one of those, it looks really sunny out. It is really sunny, but it's cold and so windy kind of days. We were all bundled up in our winter coats with tears pouring out of our eyes as the wind would blow into our faces. It was a rough day for the kids on the track because of that, because the wind was so strong. But they did phenomenal. Actually, our team, both the boys and the girls, did great. They placed second, both boys and girls, out of 11 schools present. For the boys, while this is still absolutely wonderful, it's not nearly as stunning, I guess, as it is for the girls. The girls historically have not been nearly as good as the boys in track and field. But Friday, they performed really, really well. And it was close. It was really close between second and third, but they pulled out with second. So that was really, really cool. And even more awesome is my daughter, who is not, I mean, I've talked about it many times before. My kids are not natural athletes, but my daughter actually contributed team points. She actually did help contribute to that winning score. And even kind of funnier, the event that she did actually contribute points was the event that she did the worst on. It was the 300-meter hurdles, where by the last hurdle, she was done. That child just stepped over the last hurdle and then jogged across the finish line. But there were only 7 girls competing in the event, and you get points for the top 8 places. So she still contributed points, even though, like I said, it was hands down her worst event of the day. It was still point worthy. So she added points to the team total, which was great. She had a really good day. Her mood was good. I was so proud of her. She did fantastic with the 3,200. Yes, she was the last one to finish, but she knew she would be. You know, she wasn't anticipating even coming in ahead of anyone else. Like, she knew going into this, I'm going to be last. And that was good. It's good, at least for my kids, to get a very realistic perspective of how they are likely to perform before they do it. We're a very realist group. We do much better. Just give me the straight facts. Don't load me up with pipe dreams. Just give me the straight facts here, and then I can process and deal with that. So she knew ahead of time that she would likely be last, but she still came in with a time that was better than what she anticipated, and she looked so good the whole run. The 3,200 is the second to last event, and girls run second this year. The way that it works in Michigan, at least, is boys and girls alternate years for who does which events first. And so this year, boys go first, and then the girls do the same event. So by the time the 3,200 was happening, the meet is almost over. So I was able to sneak down by the track, and I stood off the side of the track, and I cheered for her every lap she took. You know, it's 8 laps around the track. And so I was cheering and hollering and encouraging her, and then our other female runner, there were 2, which the other girl did fantastic as well. She came in second. She had a PR, a personal record. She had a great run too. So despite the wind, both of them did so well. And my daughter, her first event is the 100-meter hurdles. And that one was, it was frustrating because for whatever reason, she struggled with the first hurdle. Just something just wasn't clicking right. I don't know if her steps were slightly off. I don't know, but she struggled with that first hurdle. But then after that was phenomenal. She had an amazing run after that first hurdle. She gained on the rest of the girls running. She made up a ton of time. She didn't even come in last. She made enough of a gain that she overtook one of the girls ahead of her, despite tripping up on that first hurdle. So the rest of that 100-meter run was so good. She would have had an incredible time had she been able to do that first hurdle. Fortunately, the run was so good, other than that first hurdle, that she still felt really proud of herself when she was done. Because I was worried about that she'd come off being really kind of angry and upset, knowing, oh, if only I hadn't messed up on that first hurdle. But she wasn't. She was in good spirits. She was able to say, yeah, that felt really good, after the first hurdle. That was really good. So it was a really, really good day for her. I was so happy, so proud of her, especially when after the meet she had Tuesday night, which was in combination with this big art thing that she had going on. That was a rough night for her. So I was really kind of worried how this meet would go. She had more events and it was much further away and it was much longer, but it ended up just being such a good day for her. So I hope maybe that momentum will carry and we can finish the season really, really strong and maybe see some more PRs come out of it. That would be great. So Thursday was such a good day for her. Another mom told me that right in town, just like 3-4 minutes away from the high school track, there was a Mexican restaurant. And she said, it's actually really very, very good. So I said, hey, thanks for letting me know. And I just tucked that away thinking, if Sylvia is doing well, I will ask, because she's going to be hungry afterward, obviously, but I will ask her, if she's up to it, does she want to go out to this Mexican restaurant? And I wasn't sure what she'd say, especially because she just recently finished the 3,200 and then we had to stay longer because they got an actual, trophy because they came in second. And my daughter's definitely one where, when she's done, she's done. Like, she wants to leave. We want to get out of there. We want to be on our way. But she stayed, she got the trophy, and she still was in like really upbeat spirits. And so when I asked her, do you want to go out for Mexican? She was game. She said, yeah, we can go do that. She had a great dinner. It was a really good day for her. It was so, so cool to see. And I am really glad that I got to be a part of it. I will admit I was not looking forward to going because it was quite a drive and I wasn't feeling very good and the weather was pretty crappy. But in the end, I'm so glad I went because it ended up being such a great and positive day for her. And as a parent, that's like your biggest joy is seeing your children thrive and enjoy. So I'm really glad I was able to go for her. And I'm also really, really thankful that I have a kid that doesn't at least appear to mind when they have crazy mom standing down by the side of the track, yelling them on after every lap. Come on, keep going. You're looking good, looking strong. Because there are plenty of other teens who would be beyond mortified if their mother was down there cheering them on like that. So I feel really, really lucky that at least at this point in time, I think that actually helps my kids. And obviously, if they told me, Mom, please don't ever do that again, I would honor that. I would definitely honor that. But I just feel so lucky that for my kids, no, they like that. They like having that level of encouragement from me. And so I really feel very, very blessed that way. I just thought of something. Can you guys even see what I'm doing here? Just barely. Sorry. Well, again, this is mostly meant to be a listening activity, not so much a watching activity for you. But yeah, it just occurred to me. Every time I've done my WIP chats, I feel like I've been like way down on this end of the canvas, at least for the last 2 weeks, which makes it harder for me to film and show what I'm doing. But as you can see, maybe you can't. Well, I just have this one row left after I get done with this square. So I'm so excited. I'm so close to being done with this. Yay! So daughter number 1 wasn't the only one who had amazing track success last week. Other than Tuesday. Tuesday was not such a great day for her, but Friday was fantastic. Daughter number 2, my wrestling fanatic daughter, had her first track meet finally on Wednesday. Their first track meet was rained out. Wednesday's was not looking good either. And I gotta tell you, Wednesday was one of those classic, I hate track meets kind of days. It was cold. We were rained on. It was not a pleasant experience at all. And we had storms earlier in the day, and my daughter is terrified of storms. So I thought, oh no, I don't know how this meet's gonna go either. But I went, and again, you know, I just go and I try and get there and just be really upbeat and really like encouraging and happy, even though I am not feeling happy myself, but I don't want my kids to know that, right? You know, so I'm just real upbeat and smiley. And she actually was doing really, really well herself. I got there and she was already smiling and talking with a friend. And then she only had 2 events on Wednesday. I think this week she's supposed to have 3. I encouraged her to have 3. So she just had the 2 shortest runs, which in middle school is a 70-meter dash and the 100-meter dash. Nope, that's not right. She had the 70-meter dash and the 200-meter dash? Or did she do the 100-meter and the 200-meter? Huh. I don't actually remember now what it was. I cannot remember. I feel like now it was the 100-meter and the 200-meter. It's easy to get confused because it's different events between middle school and high school. And when I'm seeing like 3 of these meets every week, I get confused very, very easily. And middle school, you switch between events a lot too, versus in high school, once you find like your events, those are your events and that's what you keep doing. I mean, occasionally you'll throw in a different one or something. But I think it actually was the 100-meter and the 200-meter is what she ended up doing, maybe. Anyway, I don't remember. But daughter number 2 is probably the least athletic out of my kids. Again, I mean, she knows it, but I give her a ton of credit. She just keeps going out there, you know, and she busts butt and she fights through. And she also did so well on Wednesday. I was so proud of her. The first run that she did, the shorter one, which is either the 70 or the 100-meter, I was happy to see it was just 2 of them running. It was the first, they did the first heat with just the 2 of them. And I was happy to see that because it was a teammate that she was running with. So I thought, oh, good, this will be good because this will feel more like just practice to her. It won't feel quite so much like this is a meet. The track is less crowded. She doesn't do well with crowding. And the girl that she was running with, I knew kept about the same pace. So it wouldn't be like my daughter would be way, way, way far back and would cross, 10 seconds later on just a 70 or 100-meter run. So I thought, oh, good, this is a really, really good setup for her. And guys, first, she had the best form that I've ever seen her have while running. And I'm trying to figure out how to help her develop better form. It's not, I've watched their track practices and I mean, to their credit, kids at that age, it's hard to explain form and stuff, particularly with kids that are not athletic. So I don't think they spend a whole lot of time trying to work on form, running form. So, I've been trying to find ways to mention stuff or, hey, maybe you could try this. Well, she had the best form I've seen yet, at least through her arms and her shoulders. Looked much better than they ever have before. And then when she was running, she was behind her teammate just slightly the whole way. They were really close. But then she was able to pick it up at the end. And she actually just barely came in ahead of the other girl, which I was pretty sure was the case, but hard to tell because I wasn't at the finish line. This particular track, you can't really get to the finish line, which frustrates me. So, but so you have to see it from further back, from behind it, so you really can't quite see. But it looked like she did just edge out the other girl, which is kind of one of these bittersweet things because it is a teammate, and a teammate who, like my daughter, is not the most athletic kid. So you want both of them to win against each other for that morale boost. But my daughter just said to me and to this other girl, oh, well, we tied. I told her we tied, Mom. We tied. It was a tie. And I just thought that was so sweet because she really likes this other girl. It's actually, this is going to get confusing, especially if you don't understand the family dynamics. But I have 3 daughters 3 years in a row. And so the daughter who's doing track this year is 8th grade. And she was going against a 7th grade girl who is one of the best friends of my 7th grade daughter. But she's gotten to really know this girl through a couple of different things throughout the year, and she really feels kind of like a big sister to her in some ways. And so she just really, really wanted to be encouraging and supportive and let her know, hey, you did such a good job. That she in no way wanted this girl to find out that actually my daughter technically, beat out this other girl. And I think that just says a lot about my daughter's character and who she is working on becoming. So that was really cool to see. And then she also did really well with her slightly longer run too. And she was so proud of herself. I mean, she still finished so far dead last. No, she didn't. That's right. There were 2 heats. That's right. There were 2 heats. And in her heat, she did. She came in way last. But when we pulled it up, she was not last. The other heat, there was someone else who was a little bit slower than she was. So that's right. She did not actually come in last for a single one of her events last week, which for her is pretty much unheard of. She's always a last place kid. So she was so tickled with herself, and to be able to see those times and see her name was not listed last, she felt so good. And she knew it's because she has actually been really working. So I was really proud of her. I also got really, really soft and told her that I would subscribe to Peacock so that she could watch the Olympic team trials. Which made her so happy too. So we get done with our track meet on Wednesday, and she's sitting on the bleachers, and she looks up at me and she's like, so do I get to watch the team trials? Yes, I will get Peacock. You can watch the team trials. Which, by the way, team trials were so good. I know most of you are not really into wrestling. I mean, I don't understand why not. It is only the world's greatest sport, after all. But in case you were not aware, it was the Olympic team trials this past weekend, which there are 3 divisions of Olympic wrestling. There is men's freestyle, women's freestyle, and then men's Greco-Roman. And it's the best of the best in the country. Essentially, you get together. It's like a big wrestle-off, if you will. And there were some really good upsets in there. There was some really good, exciting wrestling that happened over the weekend, actually, which was really fun. And then there were some just really cool feats accomplished, like one of my daughter's absolute favorite female wrestlers. The wrestler that my daughter has probably known of and looked up to the longest is Helen Maroulis, who was the first woman to win a gold medal at the Olympics in 2016. And then she got bronze in 2020 or 2021, which still was kind of a fishy situation. I really think she should have been in the finals. But anyway, that's a different story that I know you really are probably not interested in hearing all of the reasons why I kind of think that. But anyway, she qualified again. She's going back to the Olympics. So she is the first woman ever to qualify for 3 Olympic Games. That is amazing. So that was really, really cool to see. Another one of our favorite female wrestlers is a woman named Adeline Gray. And she won silver in the Tokyo Olympics. But she gave birth to twins just 20 months ago. And the fact that she qualified to be on the world team last year after having twins was amazing, just crazy, and very, very inspiring. She shared her journey of being pregnant, of her recovery after having these 2 babies, and her struggle with, for her, what felt like so long to kind of reclaim her body, to build her physical strength back and, to get back into shape. She thought 6 months later, after giving birth, she'd be on the mat, and that wasn't the case. And that was really hard for her. And she shared all of that. And so I have such huge respect for her for being very, very real and honest about the struggles and the joys of motherhood. I mean, adored her twins. It sounds like it really was a very good birthing process for her. The babies were healthy. Everything went fine for her, which is great. And, she loves her kids, but there are struggles that come too with motherhood. And I appreciated her honesty with that. Well, she did not qualify over the weekend, so she is not going back to the Olympics, but she left with such integrity and grace and such encouragement for the younger woman who did end up getting the spot for the Olympic team, that I feel like there's nobody that could have had a more winning loss than how she did. It was just phenomenal. We saw another one of the greats retire from wrestling. He actually has been part of the wrestling club that is kind of attached with the University of Michigan, which is like my daughter's like number one wrestling team is the University of Michigan wrestling team. So she also then knows and kind of follows all the guys in the wrestling club, the Cliff Keen Wrestling Club, which is kind of attached with the program that is going on at Michigan. And we saw one of those guys retire from the sport, which in wrestling, it has become a tradition where when you decide to retire, you take your wrestling shoes off, and you leave them in the center of the mat. And that is what this gentleman did. I mean, he's had a wildly successful career, and I think he thought, we'll give it one more run and we'll see what happens. And then when he didn't make it, when he lost, I think, he had planned out that this then is going to be the end. And he took off his shoes, and then there's just these beautiful images and video footage of him going back and seeing his wife and holding his kid. And it was really good. It was the kind of wrestling tournament, if you will, that had like all the right notes. It had all the right notes. There were some stellar upsets, which I can't really talk about with you guys because it won't mean as much if you don't know the wrestlers, but there were some awesome upsets that we got to watch. There were some of these really tender moments we got. I mean, it had like all the right stuff. We had, legends continue to be legends. And we had this one former wrestler announcer kept saying like changing of the guard. We had some changing of the guard take place. It was so good, guys. You just need to watch wrestling. It's just such a good sport. But in addition, so this Cliff Keen Wrestling Club, we had two, obviously, this is not my wrestling club. We have no actual affiliation with the wrestling club, but you know how it is. You get your sports team, right? And it's like you feel like you're part of that team, even though, clearly you're not. So I say we, but I don't mean we. Anyway, but two of the guys from there qualified for the Olympics for the American team, which is huge. So one of them I've talked about before. Actually, I interrupted a video I made once because of this young gentleman. His last year of college wrestling, so like not this past year, but the year before, he actually won the Hodge Trophy, which is like the Heisman Trophy equivalent, if you follow college football anyway. And I was recording a video, and that came across as a news item. When I was recording, I'm like, oh, Mason Paris won the Hodge Trophy. Well, he qualified for the Olympics for the heavyweight division, which is awesome. I truly felt like there was nobody more qualified than him. I really felt that way. And so I was really happy to see that he almost made it look easy, to be honest with you. He almost made it look really easy qualifying his position. Well, and he himself qualified the position for the Olympics because you need to qualify each weight class through different international events in order to have your country represent that weight class at the Olympics. And Mason qualified that heavyweight weight class at the World Championships last year when he took bronze. So it's always really kind of cool to see the person who qualified that weight class then be able to compete at that weight class in the Olympics. But that's not always what happens. For example, the other Cliff Keen wrestling guy that is going to the Olympics is Adam Kuhn, who is a Greco-Roman wrestler, also heavyweight. I'm telling you, Michigan and Cliff Keen, they have heavyweight success big time. Like, they are really strong with the heavyweights. But Adam Kuhn had not qualified the weight class. It was this other guy, Colton Schultz, which phenomenal wrestler, obviously. But Adam Kuhn ended up winning. And they do the best 2 out of 3 is how it works when you get down to the finals for the Olympics. And by the third bout, so Colton Schultz won the first one, Adam Kuhn won the second one, but it was really, really, really close. I think it actually finished with a tied score of 1-1, but I don't know what that noise was. Sorry, guys. But Adam Kuhn actually had like I don't know how to describe it, like real points, versus Colton Schultz's 1 point was due to like a technical error. I think he got a step out point, which I know that doesn't mean anything, but Adam was pushed off the mat, so he stepped out, which then Colton got a point. So anyway, it's like, here, this is a good way to think of it. It's like Adam Kuhn earned his point. Like, he actually did something to get his point, and Colton Schultz didn't. So therefore, based on criteria, Adam Kuhn won the bout. So then they have to go to the third one. Well, by the third one, Adam looked so good. It's like he's wrestled Colton for years. You know, they have been in competition with each other for a long time. But it's like by this last bout, it's like he finally really figured Schultz out and knew exactly how to move. It was so well done. It was very, very good. And so he ended up winning, which was awesome. But that's not even like the really cool part of this whole story. So sorry, it's wrestling, guys. This is what happens. It's just when something major happens in the wrestling world, you guys are going to learn about it. But I try and make it a little interesting for you. I mean, most of you have told me you now know a lot more about wrestling than you ever did before. But this young man, Adam Kuhn, he wrestled, and then he went off. He actually tried Major League Football for like a year or two, and then he went back to wrestling. Well, my youngest daughter met Adam Kuhn, and I didn't know it because 2 years ago, when she was a 5th grader, Adam Kuhn had come to visit the school. Except I was only told at parent-teacher conferences, which took place like the next week, I was only told that they had a football player come to visit, and he came, and I think he like read to the 5th grade class and talked with them. And my daughter's teachers were talking about how the other kids were kind of intimidated by him. You know, he's a really big, strong dude. I mean, heavyweight football player. You get an idea of just how buff and big this guy is. And he's big, all right? And so a lot of the other kids were kind of intimidated by him, and a lot of them were kind of like awestruck to the point that, you know, they didn't know what to say, kind of tongue-tied. And then there was my daughter, and she's sitting there, and she is talking Artemis Project with him, and then they start talking mythology. She is not fazed one bit. She's having this full-blown, like, advanced, complicated conversation with this young man who's not just like big and buff, but he's smart too. He's a really smart dude. And so her teachers were just so impressed by that here you had this barely 10-year-old kid keeping this, you know, intelligent, grown man, like fully engaged in conversation. Well, it was Adam Kuhn, but I didn't know that at the time. I had no clue until yesterday when my daughter's like, yeah, you know, I've met him. You have? Yeah. I think he came to our school. He did? Yeah. So, I'm looking and I'm thinking, and by George, he did. It was him. So that kind of had then her older sister like, what? You know a really good wrestler? how come you never told me? Like, I had her older sister kind of like taken aback. Like, what do you mean why did you never tell me that you've met Adam Cohn? But to my daughter, my third daughter, that he didn't mean anything. And I think he was mostly introduced as a football player, former wrestler. And Evie, daughter number 3, isn't into wrestling at all. She just thought he was a nice guy who happened to know a lot about the Artemis Project and mythology. Yeah, like his sporting history meant nothing to her. She didn't think to tell her sister anything about it. So, yeah. So, see, the wrestling connection in my family, it just keeps coming back around. One way or another, I guess that was just the sport I was somehow destined to fall in love with as an adult woman. How very bizarre, right? Very, very bizarre. So yeah, so those were Olympic team trials. In case you are curious and wondering exactly how many of these weight classes have been qualified. So there are only 6 weight classes at the Olympic level, which is not nearly enough. There are 14 in high school, 10 in college, 6 for the Olympics, which is insane. I feel like we miss out on seeing a lot of really awesome talent because there are so few weight classes. There are too few. But anyway, that's another issue. But the women's team, all weight classes have been qualified because our women are amazing. The men's freestyle, 4 of the weight classes have been qualified. And men's Greco-Roman, 3 of the weight classes have been qualified. Next month in Turkey, there is a final opportunity for countries to try and qualify their weight classes. You need to finish in the top 3 there in order to qualify. And what's really kind of interesting about that particular event is for basically all of these countries that will be competing in Turkey, they will be using the actual wrestlers who will be at the Olympics later this summer. So it, in a way, it's both really good because then you get an eye on your competition, but at the same time, it's kind of like potentially giving away secrets, if that makes sense, But so the men who still need to qualify their weight classes will go to Turkey, and they will hopefully qualify their weight classes so that then they can compete in the Olympics. And this year, even that is different. In the past, they would only take the top 2, and now they're going with the top 3, which the way that it works in wrestling, or if you're familiar with brackets in general, like a lot of sports, you have to then, like after it's all said and done, you have to go back and wrestle for a true 3rd place result. So that's what they're doing. And they started doing that last year at the World Championship already, is wrestling for a true 3rd place. My son just got home. Hold on a minute. I am back. I have my son here. He just got home from school.
Hi.
Yeah, say hi. How was your day?
Good.
It was good. What was your favorite part of the day?
All of it.
All of it? Wow. I wish my day was like that. What did you have for lunch?
I had some little corn dogs with flies. Most people would say their favorite part of the school day would be lunch or recess. Well, I like all of it.
You like all of it. That's good. What about writing?
Well, I just finished up this unit. I'm going to do this unit like again, but just a bit different.
Okay, because writing is probably his least favorite thing to do at school.
Yeah, but it's still good.
Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that, son. Well, I'm glad you had a good day. The bus ride was okay?
Yeah.
That's good, too. You smell like you've been outside running hard today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went down the driveway.
And he ran down the driveway. We have a pretty long driveway. We live in the middle of nowhere, too, in case you're not familiar. So, yeah, our driveway is pretty long, and it's dirty and dusty, and that's what he smells like he's been outside running. Good for you, buddy-o. All right, I will let you go. You can go get a snack and stuff, and I'll finish up with my WIP and Chat, and then we can talk some more, okay?
On bus, we also played the quiet game.
Oh, they played the quiet game on the bus. Were some kids maybe a little bit too loud on the bus today? Yeah, that can happen. How'd they do with the quiet game then?
Only a few people actually succeeded.
How did you do with the quiet game?
I mostly tried to sleep.
Mostly, you know what? That is a really good way to win at the quiet game, is fall asleep. Unless you talk in your sleep, then you might have some problems.
I usually just roll around. That's all I usually do.
I think it's hard to get into the right stage of sleep where people tend to sleep talk when you're on the bus. So I think you're probably pretty safe. All right, buddy. Thanks for saying hi to everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Yep, that's my boy. He's 8. 2nd grade. He's getting so big. So big. He has his first dance competition. Not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that. He's really excited about it. Yeah, so, I think that probably I've talked your ear off now for a little decent chunk of time. I have to go and get children from school. I have 2 of them that are finishing track practice, and daughter number 3 had student council today. Monday is the one day that she does still stay after school. I talked about last episode how she was planning to do track, but she was just feeling overwhelmed, and so we decided it'd be better if she did not do track but just came home from school instead, except Monday when she has student council. So she stays for student council, and then she just hangs around for a little bit, does homework, probably finds some friends and stuff, and then I just pick them all up together at the same time. So I have to go and do that in just a couple of minutes. I didn't really ask a community question today, which is too bad because my last community question was great. It was so interesting and cool to learn how everybody approaches each square differently. So the last community question was, how do you put down your drills when you're working on a diamond painting? Do you do it chronologically? Do you do it by most color present? Do you do it, like by methodical? I work from left to right, all kinds of different options. And there were people that had answers, things that I'd never even thought of to do it like that. People who, I start on the edges. Really interesting. It's just so cool. That kind of stuff just fascinates me. Just another indication of how we are all so different and yet so similar, how every brain works the same and yet completely different from one another. I mean, it just really interesting, cool stuff. So you can definitely go back and answer that community question again. Otherwise, I did ask about your Monday, so you can share with me how your Monday went. If you ever have, if you have Monday woes, or if Monday tends to be a good day for you, let me know. And then no real channel updates per se. I don't really encourage, I'm not one of those hey, please subscribe and, like my videos and share and comment. I do bring it up. I try and remember to bring it up, but I don't think of it. I don't think of it as much as I probably should, but I am starting to close in on 1,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy to me. I'm thrilled. Don't get me wrong. I'm thrilled, but, I can't believe that. So yeah, if you haven't, would you consider subscribing? Because it would be so cool to hit 1,000. For me, that won't mean anything. For some people that have really good channels, you can start monetizing at 1,000 subscribers. I will not be monetizing at 1,000 subscribers. Unless you guys suddenly start really loving my content. But that's okay. I do this just for the few of you who happen to enjoy what I do and my conversation, and to keep up with some of you as well that I've gotten to know. Like I said, my whole purpose with doing YouTube was getting to know the crafting community, especially specifically diamond painting, even though my name's Knits for Sanity, but that's a whole different story. Knitting is still my original and probably first real crafting passion. But you can't really do that on video real well. It requires too much concentration. As it is, I spend so much time talking that I don't spend a lot of time laying drills for my WIP chats. But anyway, so the whole purpose of this was for me to build community and do something that I enjoyed doing. It was never about becoming big and famous. That was never a goal of mine. But reaching 1,000 subscribers is so cool. So thank you so much to those of you who have stuck around. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. You can enjoy more of me. And I don't always talk like all about wrestling. I promise I don't. I really, truly don't. And definitely, again, check out my notes. I have some discount codes in there. Again, I'm not an affiliate with anyone at all, so I don't get any kind of money or commission. But you can definitely go check those out. Most of those are international companies too, and my discount code will still work for you, even if you don't live in the United States. So look for those. Also, you can get all the information for all the products I'm using today, except of course for this one, which I just got from the lovely Katie, a subscriber of mine. And this as well also came from Katie. So these, I don't have information. They were just really awesome gifts. And that is everything. I do end every episode just reminding and encouraging you to just be kind, be patient. You don't know what anyone's going through at any given time. So a little bit of extra kindness and patience can go a really, really long way. And I hope that you are having a great day. I will see you again real soon.